your Spaceship Music Collective. This is Six Set Bro, a misguided adventure through the social fringe of the music industry. I'm your host, Dom Maple. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to Six Set Bro Live. It's Wednesday, and we're live. It's a music and entertainment podcast, everyone. I'm Dom Maple, and I'm an indie musician from Northern Ireland, and I'm here with my brother. We call him Hungry Ghost sometimes. Sometimes we call him Michael, and sometimes we call him Mike.
Pause for dramatic effect.
Money Mike! Cash register noise sound effect. And then Andrew's here. He's
Hello.
the other guy.
Hi.
It's Andy. It's the one and only Nandez.
What's happening?
Andrew Fernandez. I don't know why I said it like that. That seemed a little bit profile-y. Sorry. I apologize. Don Maple
like Dracula.
cancelled.
It is fun to do a tongue roll though. Fernandez.
Fernando Embarcadero. It's a music and entertainment podcast.
Does that get more promotion because of my second name?
I don't think that the band Embarcadero know how much I say their band name on the show, and I wish someone would tell them because I say it all the freaking time.
Yeah.
It's constant. It's constant, man.
Just so mysterious sounding.
It's fun to say.
No.
Yeah.
Embarcadero. Diddly-doo. Can't be bothered. Guitars over there. I don't really want to
No.
get it just to strum an E major. Yeah. I mean, there's news. There's maybe not music news, but there was stuff that happened.
Things have happened.
Really struggled on music news this week, everyone. We really did. But you know what? There was that sporting thing that happened.
Wimbledon
That's the one that England lost.
and the Euros.
It wasn't a Wimbledon. Was the one where the English lost at the end? Yeah.
No, well, no. That was
I don't know. That was
the
the Euros. Yeah, I know. I watched it. I'm just being a.
All right. No, that was my full Sunday. I was watching the Wimbledon men's final and then directly onto football.
Is there any sport you don't watch?
Oh, probably not.
Cricket?
Yeah, I watched cricket.
Nah, cricket is so boring.
I played and watched cricket.
Cricket's like the only sport where you put more clothes on whenever you play it. It's just like, oh, I'm gonna go out and play cricket. Let me get my sweater. What the
And
fuck?
it's all white clothes, and you just get dirty.
Yeah, and you're gonna get dirty. I'm like, somebody changed the uniform already
Yeah.
in cricket. Like, somebody fix that.
The only time the uniform changes is when there's like one-day events, which is 50 overs. Ugh.
Sounds so boring. God.
It's a skilled sport. I was getting into baseball too. I was watching highlights only because of one
yeah.
guy,
Oh, the what do you call that
Shohei
dude?
Ohtani.
Yeah, that he's just insanely good. Yeah. You seen him? He just doesn't practice either. Apparently, he just
I
doesn't
don't
show up to
care.
practice, and he can like hit the ball into the car park like every
I'm
time.
gonna be all-star for both positions, pitcher and bat.
Yeah, it's
fine.
absolutely.
I looked for his
insane.
jersey. Look for his Los Angeles Angels.
This is the Angels.
It was like
jersey, yeah.
95 quid or something. I'm like,
Yeah, that's jerseys for you. See, I don't mind baseball. People say that's boring, but like I like baseball. But I'd rather
good, it's
watch.
good.
Yeah, I'd rather watch golf than cricket. Like I would rather watch most things than cricket. I just can't. It's just
The only
absolute nonsense. Oh, he's hit the bails. Oh
It's
no!
trust
Oh,
me.
it's a swarmy, or I don't know. I'm just making up words.
it's
Oh, he's hit his bid bots off the billow wacket.
he's hit it. Actually, the real term is he's hit a cover drive.
No. It's all too boring, and there's too many sweaters involved. And usually I'm a fan. I like a good sweater, but just not in that Not in a sporting event. It's too warm. So yeah, England lost the Euros.
Unfortunately.
Wah, wah. I feel like everybody's fed up of talking about it. So like, why did we bring it up? Is the question. Because it was just like everywhere, and it's just like, well, that's that over now.
Yeah.
Move
On to the
on.
next thing. It's the
Well,
Olympics
yeah.
next.
And England are like, it's coming home. The Olympics are coming home.
The Tokyo Olympics, where there's no fans at it.
Yeah. Probably the right thing to do. Euros didn't get that message. Full capacity is fine. England will just be talking about the World Cup now. Next year, be like, well, we'll win that one. We'll win that.
Qatar.
Guitar. See, it is music related. Qatar sounds like guitar.
It's going to be weird, just to bore everyone with sports again, it's going to be weird watching that World Cup because it's going to happen in November.
Oh, yeah, I seen that, and it's usually in the summer, right?
I'm like, what?
Why is it happening in November?
Because it's in Qatar. Qatar's summer would be unbearable.
Yeah.
So they have to play it.
Like, people would die.
People would die playing.
Yeah. There was...
Literally.
It would add some extra interest to the matches.
Jesus Christ, Mike.
Who will survive? It's
Who's
like
gonna collapse
gladiator
first?
style.
Yeah.
Goodness. Barbaric.
Yeah. Just throw a
God,
tiger
there
on
was
the
that
pitch with them as well, and yeah.
There was
that
that
I'd
scary
watch.
moment in the Euros where the guy actually, Christian Eriksen, actually like was down for like 10 minutes. The camera like panned into his face and he wasn't
Oh
moving.
yeah.
Oh,
I was
dang.
like, this is awful.
I know, and there was that thing I spoke about, was it last week? Where there's that baseball game, and there's that guy that just threw up because it was so warm.
So
And he
warm,
just
yeah.
vomited on the base, on the mound. And
No,
was
you
just
don't
like,
get
"Oh,
that in. You don't get that in cricket.
No. Yeah. I was surprised you don't with all the
Yeah, with all their
the
extra
sweaters,
sweaters. Yeah.
all the wool. But
It's
yeah,
a highly
so
skilled game. Sorry. I have to
All
defend
right.
it every time.
no, I still think it's boring. So the Euro thing happened and people cared. I didn't really that much. And then Stendhal, that happened. Although we were kind of like, oh, that's going to be a big thing to talk about in this episode. None of us went. We weren't there. So I feel like it's a struggle to talk about. I mean, it looked pretty good from my Instagram stories.
Yeah. To
I
be
wasn't
fair,
there,
I was pretty jealous. I said to you, it did kind of feel like it snuck up on me, sort of thing. Because
Yeah.
like I would have actually considered going because I've been dying to like watch a gig and stuff again. It's happening again in August, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
there you
so
go.
I might try and get tickets for that one. Because I have
Yeah.
a couple of weeks off work and stuff in August. I might give it a go.
I think it was just that whole thing of like, we weren't 100% sure that it would go ahead. Like there was every possibility it was going to get pulled at the last minute. The way things keep changing, but luckily it went ahead. It looks like a lot of people had really good sets. Like, I mean, I watched some stories from, like I seen some from the Cherym set. It looked really good. New Pagans. I think, did they headline? I don't know if they headline, but they definitely played later on because it looked like it was getting quite late whenever they were playing. But yeah, it made you miss live shows. Definitely.
For sure.
I mean, we spoke about it a million times. I even think if I had full opportunity to go, I still would have been like, I don't know if I'm ready to intermingle with people so much just yet. I need a little bit of time. I need some time. But yeah, I mean, what else can I say about it? Because I wasn't there. But good job, everyone.
Well, at least it's you know, at least it's a step too, and it was outdoors too, right? Or was
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, that's one of the bigger topics I was gonna get into here, just because obviously, I think it's next week. England gets to go ahead to be like, you know, everything's opened up again. It's a free for all. I mean, and maybe not so many words, but like pretty much, you're good to go. What do they call it? Freedom Day or some shit? And I'm just like,
Oh,
right, okay.
yeah,
Well, it's
yeah.
not like
Have
we
they
found
put-
our independence or something.
They put a tagline. Oh,
Yeah, Freedom Day.
Everything
or some
needs
shit.
everything needs a tag.
Of course it does. But yeah, so I mean, the thing is, like, that stuff, like all that restriction stuff is being lifted. There's a couple of things. I mean, one of the questions we got sent in, like, or one of the topics that people wanted us to discuss on this episode was about these restrictions. I mean, one in particular, they said about, like, you could do indoor shows and the volume level restriction that has been lifted, so there's no, like, limit on your decibel thing. Well, except for the normal laws, I suppose.
Yeah.
But although that's been lifted, all the audience have to be seated. So, I mean, your capacity is obviously going to be a lot lower, even though they're not saying there's a restriction on capacity, that you only have so many chairs, right? So there's that problem. And then, I say problem, like, but I mean, I could be wrong.
mean,
I
it's
don't
something.
think this is going to last very long. I really don't. The other thing
it's
that...
weird
Sorry.
adjustment period, sort of just.
Yeah, I mean, I think so. I think we're kind of just in the middle here, and it'll last for a bit, and then they'll be like, yeah, it's fine. The thing that I was going to bring up in this episode anyways, without people writing in about it, was just about the rules on, you know, masks or testing or whatever. You know, they've talked about these vaccine or COVID passports. I know that's been, like, a talking point for, like, pretty much the whole length of this thing, is like, will that be you know, a requirement to get a flight somewhere or to go to a show or to do this or that? You'll need to actually show this thing to be like, I've been vaccinated, fully vaccinated. So pretty much the final word on this, I mean, at this moment in time anyway, is that the government has been like, you don't have to do that, but they said that they're advising people to do it. So they said, as part of the move, businesses and large events organizers will be encouraged to use the so-called COVID passports, which will be proof of double vaccination, a negative test, or recovery from coronavirus in a high-risk setting, in order to limit the spread of infections in venues, although it will not be mandatory. So, I mean, they're just saying, like, you should do that, but, you know, do your own thing, man.
No way of working out if you do or not. Yeah.
Well, I mean, they wouldn't be able to work it out, which is probably why they've said it's not mandatory, but they're advising it. The question would be, like, it's quite hard. I'm not gonna say that every business is, like, evil or something like that, but I mean, they're all gonna want to make money. So it's like, if you're gonna make this really difficult to go to a live event now, it seems like, you know, you're not going to make as much money, right? So they'll probably just not do it and be like, nah, screw that. Unless, I mean, if you go to a show and you buy your tickets online, I suppose you've already paid. So they could kick you away the same way if you're underage, you wouldn't get in. Be like, not vaccinated? Nope. Wrong shoes? Nope. Because that's a weird reason that you don't get in places.
I was like, yeah, back in the day. I don't think it happens more, but the whole shoes thing was no trainers, mate.
No trainers. It's just a
Yeah,
weird
relax.
power trip from bouncers. I mean, what is that changing? Like, I could literally wear anything else. You go in with a top hat, as long as I have the right shoes on.
I just want to say there, Sarah McCready's in the comments there, and she shouted out, we were talking about Stendhal there, and there's a festival that I wasn't even aware of, Dalriada. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that right, but it's Glenarm Castle in County Antrim, and it's this weekend, and it's going ahead as well.
Oh, well.
It was announced that it's going to go ahead super last minute, and there's like some local acts that we would definitely be familiar with. That I think I seen Brand New Friend on the lineup, and Rue again is playing there. Undertones.
Rue? Or Rue?
Oh yeah, no, sorry, Rue. Yeah, that must be somebody. No, that's somebody else.
Oh. Sorry, I'm trying to get the lineup now.
Anna's number.
Oh, yeah.
Are playing. Sad Tomorrow as well. And Pixie Lot on the Sunday.
What? Have I
Yeah.
just gone back in time?
I know. Clean Bandit and Pixie Lot. What year is this? What year is this? I think that happens sometimes though. Whenever
There
it's
is
like
some
a
cool stuff on there,
festival
though.
over here, where it's just like we got a big headliner, everyone.
Pixie Bot.
That was like whenever Sunflower Fest. Who did they get? That really old hip hop group. What do you even call them? I forget. You know the ones that do that like I'll say the hoop, hump the hoop, do the hoop, the hoop.
Cool in the Gang.
No, no, not them. Somebody else. I don't know. Cool in the Gang, I'd be all up for, but I forget what you call those guys. But yeah, they had those, and it's like big headliner. It's like
Sugar Hill Gang.
Sugar Hill Gang. It's like
Yeah,
big
it was the
headliner.
gang.
Yeah,
That's
maybe
where I got confused.
it's like maybe 40 years ago it was big headliner. Like we all know that one song, so that's good. Yeah. Where are you seeing the? I'm still looking for Rue.
Well, at least it's a nice short
Yeah,
drive.
bottom. See the support acts, bottom left.
Yes.
Yeah,
can-
I went into that way too quickly. I was like, oh, three letter word starts with R. That's real.
I just wondered how it was spelled, to be honest. Rue, R-U-E. Okay, I don't know who that is. I haven't heard of them. Yeah, I didn't know that was a festival, to be honest with you.
Neither did I. Wasn't aware of that one either.
A musical and gastronomical adventure in the grounds of a 17th century
Tasty
castle.
Dress
Yeah.
code.
Great music, great food, great times.
Dogs are permitted, but must be kept on a lead at all times. However, dogs are not permitted in the walled garden or inside any other buildings.
Weird. Yeah, Sarah says it's always a weird mix of two irrelevant headliners and then local artists. Yeah, that definitely is a good description of what that is. So successful musicians from like 10 years ago. Pixie Lott, I forgot that person existed.
Pixie Bot.
Does she do anything anymore? I mean, other than this
Is it new
festival?
stuff or like the hits?
Well, yeah, I haven't heard of anything new coming out. Like, yeah. So, anyways, the whole like gig thing, I don't know. I don't think I would be overly worried about it. I think people are maybe like, oh, this sucks or whatever. I do think we're just in a weird middle period, and it will be over very quickly. I'm pretty confident in that. Because I think very soon it's either that it's all going to get really bad really quickly, or everyone will just throw all caution to the wind and be like, fuck it, free for all. And it'll be fine. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think there will be anything, like, will this go on for a long period of time? Like, do you think it'll be you have to sit at gigs for like months on end? Like, I think it'll be like August and then it'll be like, yeah, screw that thing. That's fine.
Yeah, I think for the most part, whatever happens, bar it getting horribly out of control again, I think whatever happens at this moment in time, I think it's people are just like, we've done what we can do and we kind of have to live with it now in whatever way that we can, sort of thing. So to me, I kind of see it like you, like it's a temporary stopgap as people try and figure out what that looks like going forwards. So some people will be more careful and some people will just be like, well, I just want to flick the switch and it go back to the way it was before.
Yeah.
And with there being very vague guidance in place, I just feel like that's all just going to have to work itself out over time. Kinda.
Yeah. I just don't think it's sustainable for a long amount of time. Like, I think the fact that there was like one of the regulations was like it wasn't just that the audience had to be sitting, but it was that the performer had to have like a screen in front of them or some shit. And I'm like, I mean, there's no problem with that. I mean, look at how many businesses applied themselves and fixed that issue very early on in like supermarkets and cafes and whatever. But I just mean for like these independent venues that put on shows for local musicians and put a lot of work in to do that, it's like it's gonna be another expense on top of it, to sort all that stuff out. And a perspex screen for like, I don't know, a checkout at a supermarket is kind of different to having one that covers an entire stage. I don't really know how that would work, which is why
And I think they'll do individual ones.
I suppose they could, right?
And the thing, right, like, I hate to be like the person that complains and goes, well, why there but not there and stuff. But I can't fathom. It doesn't make sense to me why people were allowed to be like screaming football songs over the top of each other, probably with taps off and flipping sweat and saliva flying absolutely everywhere, and a singer can't sing on stage.
Yeah,
It
doesn't make a
just
lot of sense.
doesn't make sense.
But also,
It's
you
fine.
forget.
It'll probably work itself out, is all I was gonna say. So I wouldn't get that enraged about it. It's not logical to me.
But you also forget about the times where there was months on end with no crowds in any football stadiums. So this is probably just the stopgap of this is the music now going through its.
I can see
stage.
how people involved in music are getting that's what I'm saying. I'm not going to overreact, but it is that kind of like, well, why that first? Well, we know because there's so much money involved in football in this country, and like football is like the UK basically, sort of thing, and that's why it's been thrown the bone first before anything else. So I do understand people that play music shows and like smaller independent music and stuff going like, well, that's not really fair, because like why is that allowed to happen? Me personally, it's like I don't want to get that worked up about stuff like that. I'm just looking at it and going, well, that's kind of looks a little bit stupid and makes no sense. But I do understand the outrage for some people, that it's like it's obviously very important to them and it's their livelihood and stuff. And it's like it really does kind of fuck with the vibe of the show, sticking a plastic screen up between you and your crowd. So
100%. I mean, look, I'm just gonna lay it out. I mean, my opinion is that it's a total double standard. I think you'd be lying if you didn't think it was that, and it is mostly down to money. You know, whether or not.
That's why the likes of Dave Chappelle and Joe Rogan can do stand-ups, but smaller comics in New York can't. It's like they have
it's whatever's gonna make money and bring people in, and like the football, there's no way they were gonna miss the Euros with like basically full capacity Wembley. And I mean, they
and also that was in Rome as well. Like it wasn't different countries. It wasn't just in England.
Yeah, I know.
It was different. It was different stadiums with different fans in.
Yeah, but I mean, let's go through some of the comments here, because there's Emma says, I don't understand the screen, like no one's going to be near the stage, so what's the screen preventing? And Sarah says, it's like something Kanye would have done before COVID.
What the fuck was that?
That's true, and he'd be like, I'm trying to like block my energy or something. I don't know. I don't want to. There's energy on the stage. True. I'm trying to block out. I need to contain it in myself. That'll be a Kanye thing.
That is a good point. It's like why do the screens? Why not just ensure that the crowd is maybe not at the barrier, or move the barrier a little bit further back, and then there's no need for the screen.
Once they go,
stuff flies airborne.
Yes, it's the science. Yeah. I know I do inverted commas, right? I mean, that's the obvious reason.
Science is real.
Science is real. I'm afraid to say
like that
so.
Always Sunny episode. Science.
Yeah. I mean, it's airborne disease, right? So, like, I think the big difference is like whether. I mean, look, it is a double standard, the Wembley thing, but you have the argument that it was a big spacious outdoor thing, so really, even though there was so many thousands of people close together, at least it was outside. So one of those all those studies with, you know, coronavirus and how it spreads is like the worst thing you can do is be in a room with no ventilation, and we all know how gigs go. I mean, it's like a friggin' tropical rainforest in there after a while. So I think that's the worry, is like you don't have windows open, you don't have doors open. It's just like a small closed room.
COVID rain clouds developing just in the ceiling of the venue or anything.
And then on top of that, it's kind of like the louder you talk, the more saliva comes out and the more it goes around. But you know, I don't know. The thing is, what your venue's gonna have like maybe at maximum 50 people. like a lot of the time, and it's like compared to how many was at Wembley, like 80,000 or something.
I know that's
Wow.
what we were kind of joking about that. It's like a band memes thing, like, isn't it? It's like, yeah, you can have like 50,000 fans at a football thing, but it's like you struggle to get 10 people to a local show.
I know,
it's like,
but they're like,
why
oh,
is
the
this a problem?
concerns of the spread of coronavirus at a small local musicians show. That could end everything, guys.
I also think it's like just steps you take to then, because if you just go, okay, just go watch this band, you'll get just a clusterfuck of
Well,
people
yeah,
just rushing
that's
stages.
true, because
They
you have
need to
everybody on
implement-
different sides. Yeah, you'll have
Yeah.
people who are saying, well, why aren't you being more careful, sort of thing. So yeah, I suppose even if it was a free for all, if you were a venue, you could definitely see yourself erring on the side of caution and going, look, we're not just going completely batshit here. We're trying to have measures in place until we find out how this all goes.
Yeah,
So-
because you need like the first stages of showing. Like again, with shops, they had the stickers on the floors. Everything came gradually. Like if anything, the screens were the last things to be put in, but they needed businesses and places and even sports needed to be showing that they had like, this is what we're doing, and then we'll gradually back up from it. So
yeah,
I think just the music gigs are just doing the same thing. It's just like, okay, we're gonna have screens, and then we'll see how it goes. We'll have a few shows. We'll maybe let a few more people in, but with the screens up. Then we'll take the screens down, and it's like just a gradual progression of opening things up in a safe environment. You can't just go, oh, this thing had it, so let's just open it up for us and see how it goes. It's like they probably had months of prep. They probably, did they let everybody in that didn't have a vaccine? It's them things that you need to try and find out, I guess.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just looking because like I was just thinking there whenever we were talking about it. I noticed like Limelight on Twitter, and they're putting up a lot of like, oh, we've got these shows lined up
and stuff again. Yeah.
Well, I started to notice that a lot of them are October onwards. So that's where I'm like kind of thinking, where you're like, are people slightly more clued in, or is everybody guessing? I don't really know. But like the fact that everything's kind of October onwards for Limelight shows makes me think that
Are they hoping like
their opinion is the
then?
screen and the seated thing will be gone by then, because how could you? I don't think you could do that in Limelight. Sure you can.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, how would you pull that off? There's not enough chairs. They would need to buy a lot of chairs.
They might have to.
I know. Like, We Are Scientists, when are they coming? 30th of November?
Oh, are they coming? I didn't even realize they're
Yeah.
coming. Did you hear their new single?
I haven't, actually.
It is. I 100% recommend it. Shout
I
out
imagine
segment
it's great.
earlier. Go check it out.
Yeah, I love We Are Scientists. They're great.
The last couple of
they've
things
really
they've
never
done
let-
recently, yeah.
Yeah, they've never let
has
me
been
down. Yeah,
great.
they're always good, but they're not, like, I don't know. I don't even know how to explain it. They're never like, they never explode exactly like into a mainstream audience or something like that.
They're
But
just,
they've always been
consistently there and great.
yeah, and they've always been quite
Yeah.
experimental. Like, I mean, they've tried loads of different things. So, oh, there's Anna's Number playing on the 29th of December, and Limelight 1. 29th
cool.
of December. That would be insane. Kanye West? No, it's Key.
Oh
Key
yeah.
West.
Sorry, I was struggling to remember the exact name of the We Are Scientists single. If anybody else is listening, Contact High. It's called. 100%
Oh,
recommend
the
it.
single's called that.
check
What's
it
the album's called? Something really weird, isn't it? It's like something.
It's not out yet, is it?
No.
This
no, I
is
don't
for a
think
new album. Yeah, I just jumped onto Spotify to remember the song title. I'm not too sure what.
I just remember
what their
thinking it was
album's called.
something that sounded quite British, which was weird because obviously
Right.
they're not British. Who Wants a Huff? I just remember thinking it sounded really British. I don't really know if they have the same meaning that I'm taking from that.
Is that a drugs thing, maybe? Or
It may be a puff. Could it be a puff? I don't know, but it seems
You
like
huffed glue, I think, back in the day.
oh,
I
that's
think
yeah.
people
You do huff glue
from a bag.
That's right.
Yeah.
Did you huff
you're
glue?
thinking more like a strop?
No.
Who wants a Who wants a wee huff?
I've seen people do that. Like, I've seen people do that, and I've seen people do like gas in the can. Like they spray the gas lid, and then they
Yeah.
the
You
whole
give
solvent
it a huff. Give it a little huff. You speak from experience,
No.
Seems like you know a lot about it.
Seeing people do it. That's it. I've never done that shit. That thing's like playing Russian roulette with your brain.
Yeah, I know.
No,
I'd solvent abuse seems terrible. Don't do it, kids. It's weird thinking back to like in school whenever like I mean a lot of secondary schools in this country do like technology. I suppose in the States it's like what do they call it over there? Like woodworking and
shop,
stuff?
yeah.
Shop, yeah.
Yeah.
But like the industrial strength of glue they used in those things in the small unventilated rooms, I was like, holy crap! Like everybody left there feeling pretty giddy. Like that wasn't good. Shouldn't have done that.
I don't know if I'll say his name because it's a great name. In primary school, there was a kid called Sebastian Gasula Sole, and I'm not even making that name up. That's his name, great. Right? But he used to, I
wonder what he's doing with himself now. He's got to be famous with a name like that. He's got to be.
When I tell you, maybe not. So there was the little pots of glue that we had, and the little spatulas that the primary school kids used to have, where it looked like a little miniature spatula, like tiny, and it had like the flat end. Yeah, pretty much just eating the glue, like primary school glue.
So where's
he
he at
still
now?
be famous?
Where's he at now? Let's look
like
him
a
up.
circus show or something.
I wouldn't even know how to spell that name. His name was Sebastian Gasula Sole, and what a name!
I feel like that's the sound of I don't know. It sounds like you're drowning whenever you say that. Like water in your lungs. Yeah. Yeah. I reckon if we look him up, he wouldn't be doing great if he was eating glue.
Oh, dude, if that was my name, I'd be going around like introducing myself, my full name all the time.
Hello, my name's Sebastian Gasula Sole.
Alessandro Maguso Malostis. What's that? Rush R2 thing?
Consuela Morela.
Yeah. Oh, you must know my good friend Alessandro Magustus Morello. I can't do it. I used to know that off by heart. It's been too long. Oh. Yeah, sorry. I just seen Ryan Goes in You. Yeah, that's from New Girl. Ryan Goes in You. That's an awkward name. That's a good one. Yeah, so I mean, all in all, right? Yeah, I mean, we don't have the answer. Everybody's guessing, right? And I think that's what the comments are telling us as well. It is kind of a guessing game. I don't know whether... Sometimes I'm always confused, right? Because, like, for being somebody that's been a frontline worker throughout this thing, I mean, I've never had any additional information knowing stuff ahead of time. But it's weird whenever you have places like, these venues, not just Limelight, but there's so many places. It's like, why is everybody booking shows for October? Like all the big acts they're all booking shows post October, and it's like, do you know something, or is this just it'll be fine by then?
Yeah,
it'll be fine by then. Don't worry. And then that gets pushed back potentially. I don't know.
Is that like the guideline for the second vaccine or something for certain ages, or
it might be
because mine's like next month.
Majority of people are getting that second vaccine in August. Like with the younger age group, I mean, most of the people over 30 have already got the second one. I think.
Yeah, I'm just gonna show myself now. I've got my second one and all, but I was a little bit earlier than you guys, anyways.
Yeah, my second one's like beginning of next month.
I don't know if everybody's the same, but the general consensus, because like I was asking, not that my first one was bad or anything, but I definitely didn't have a great sleep and had trouble controlling my temperature for like the first night, and it was noticeably bad. And I was asking people like, what's the second one like compared to that? And a lot of people said it really is nothing. It's pretty much just the sore arm. I got that from a lot of people that I asked. For me personally, it was exactly that. Anything that I'd heard, it was literally just the arm. And there wasn't much else.
Stu for a second jab. Stu for a second jab, like, hi, how you doing?
If anybody's watching,
just at the sight of what's her name,
Lynn. I wonder will Lynn be there.
The needle won't even make an appearance. You'll just see Lynn and flashback.
Tell me this, Mike. Did you get the same thing? Did you get the same? Yeah, there was a lady in my work where she got 2 different vaccines.
That's
No.
not supposed to happen.
I don't think you can do that. That's
You're meant to have a card and everything, aren't you?
what? She's just mixing them. You don't mix them. I don't
Unless
think
she's
it works.
unless
then.
she's just stupid and she couldn't remember. Because
I
I
don't
just
think it
went,
will
what,
work.
I went,
Just
what did you get? Because she's like, I feel really bad. I had my vaccine on Friday or whatever.
No.
And I was like, what did you get the first time? And she was like, AstraZeneca. I was like, what did you get this time? She's like, there's like, was it the Pfizer one? She's like, yeah. And I was like, I don't think that's how it works.
I'm hoping she's stupid.
Does she not have like her wee? It's like a subway card. Like get her second stamp or whatever.
It's like a Bunsen menu card. It's like,
Oh,
yeah. And then at the minute you take it outside the Odyssey and then you get it stamped as well because you get a free ice cream.
Do you?
Yes. You're gonna miss
fuck,
out,
I'm-
guys. I think it's too late. It's like literally I missed out as
Me and
well.
Andy are going to Boots, so I mean, what do we
it's
get?
like,
Fucking
it's like,
free toothpaste or something? I don't know.
It's like, hey, the best thing for COVID is good eating, but here's a fucking ice cream.
Well, ice cream or coffee. You come out the back and there's a coffee truck and an ice cream truck and you show them your card and you can get a free one or the other. But there was this very typical Belfast guy who got his coffee and then just slowly kind of sauntered over to the ice cream truck and he's like, "So, mate, is it both or is it just one or the other?"
Why not?
And he
When's the
was like,
next pandemic happening? Who knows? You know
what
could I
that's
take
like?
advantage?
Might as well chance your arm.
That's like whenever people take advantage of the Subway meal deal, and it's like, they're like, "Oh, I get the sub, a cookie, and a packet of
Here, but
Doritos."
was
It's
that
like,
was
and
that
a
not a
drink.
thing? That was a thing.
No,
was it
I think
not?
that's just people who got it wrong. Because they would always get confused, it's like crisps or cookie, not both.
I don't know. I feel like maybe this is like an older generation thing, like maybe a couple of extra years, and I feel maybe
Well,
we're
I
starting
used to get
urban
it, but it's
legend
like
here.
sometimes I would get it and sometimes I wouldn't, and I was like, I think some of them were just bad workers that didn't understand. the
Oh
deal.
right, yeah,
Um,
didn't know.
Yeah, but yeah.
Anybody in the comments can confirm. Was this ever
Well,
really a
we've just
proper
got-
thing, or
I think I
every
was just
time.
lucky. I think I was just lucky that
Just luck,
a
yeah.
friend just worked
there we go.
behind the
We got
counter.
Emma, former sandwich artist. It was one or the other. Yeah.
Well,
we confirmed.
I'm getting
there we go.
I'm getting
Tell
special
me.
treatment apparently.
Oh,
Straight
yes.
from the sandwich artist's mouth.
Wink, wink. Ali's getting special treatment at a Subway somewhere. Yeah. Just don't get the tuna. Hey-oh.
Oh no, is it tuna though?
No, apparently not. Apparently, a new species has been discovered in Subway sandwiches. We already talked about this in another episode. If you're not following, just look up tuna Subway sandwiches, and you'll be caught up. It's not tuna. It's not tuna. Don't order it. I mean, that really stopped me going to Subway. I don't like whenever they're like, we couldn't identify the species. I'm like, nope, I'm done. I can't go there no more. I cannot go there. But at one time, everything was horse, right? So.
Oh
those
yeah,
swings
remember
and
that?
roundabouts. The horse meat scandal.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the thing where I'll tell my son that whenever he's like older, and he'll be like, "I
You
think
guys were monsters.
Yeah, things were crazy back in olden times." It's like, we were eating horse and we didn't even know.
They used to eat beautiful, majestic horses, monsters, all of them.
And we thought we were eating tuna, but we weren't. It was horse. They're bringing it back. Right, okay, another quickie music news. I also seen that Start Together Studios, I don't know if they're having people back in again, but on their Twitter, they were like, we're working on stuff again, so I'm assuming that they're gonna be up and running for some recordings and such again. I imagine that goes for most studios. That just happens to be one of the ones that I seen post on Twitter. One of the studios in Belfast. But that'll be good that people can go back and start, actually putting music out. We've been really annoying. What we were talking about before we went on the show is like, don't get me wrong, there's stuff happening, but man, it felt like a dry week trying to find stuff to talk about for this show because it's so weird with like the pandemic. I feel like so many people are just like holding back a little. And we're trying to find like some local music news to talk about, and sometimes it's very hard to find at the minute, because so many people are like we're holding back. We got something, but we're not releasing it. We pushed it back, or we're gonna go and work on this, but we can't until we can go to the studio. Blah 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 blah.
Which does make sense as well, because like, say maybe you have had like the whole of lockdown to work on something, and it's like
it should be out by now.
No.
Yes, it should.
Hear me out.
You're not competing with Beyonce. You're only competing with her.
Yeah, but still, you want to be able to like play shows and stuff to support what you've like. Literally, sometimes it could take like a year or 2 years to put something out, even like at an independent level or whatever. And it's like you don't want to put all that work in and then just dump it out and go. Ugh. I honestly think a lot of people on the music scene are getting better with that. It's like the whole thing of, as you say, you're not competing with Beyonce. It's like you don't need a big, massive pro team and release plan and everything else, but to have a release plan per se, like that maybe covers the week before release and a week or two after, and like line up a show or whatever to support it. I think people are getting so much better in that, and it is definitely the right thing to do, because you want to, like, you know, justify all that effort that you put in and stuff, because sometimes it can be so disheartening if you work really hard and you get like an EP or a single or whatever 100% right, and it is such a cool tune, and then if you don't give it the time of day and you put it out just like that, especially right now when there's not an awful lot happening, and there seems like a less focus of attention on the local music scene, although that is swiftly changing now as things get back together, and then the next couple of weeks it could all be a thing of the past. But like, just to throw it out and then it's done.
Yeah,
and
Exhibit,
you know what I mean?
Exhibit A. I released 2 EPs in lockdown, just threw them out and didn't do anything with it, and I can't play a show. And
no, well,
everybody
your
forgot
EPs
about
that you
those.
put out during lockdown, they done well whenever you put them out. They're never gonna last forever. But you've done like
they should be fucking timeless, Mike.
So tell me this.
I mean, people's attention spans. You know what I mean? Like, you done the right thing. You done like a release plan and everything, like a week or two before and a couple of weeks after. And fair enough, you couldn't do live shows, but you done the live stream and all to support it and everything too. But I'm just wondering, because we were talking about it before the show started. Is that where a lot of people are at? It's like we put so much work into stuff, and maybe we just hold on another couple of weeks, and we'll be able to do live shows for it and everything. And
I wait for live shows.
So
did you not have Did you not have? Does the? Oh, don't let me go. So the thought of a pandemic shutting everything down didn't improve anyone's vision for anything. Let's all just wait for live shows again and do nothing to adjust the way that we should be doing stuff.
All right, Kanye, calm down.
The whole thing. Let's wait. Whilst you're waiting, someone else is going 100 miles an hour past you.
Oh, I feel like you're just gonna go off and like. You're gonna go.
I'm gonna take off
like,
of my chair.
You're like George Bush hates black people or something. I don't know, one of those. That's always my favorite Kanye thing.
Oh
yeah.
No, it's annoying because.
Oh, hold on 2 seconds.
Okay.
Oh.
See, that's somebody going 100 miles an hour past him. He's like, no.
Yeah, he was distracted by something outside the workshop.
God damn,
Yeah.
could have turned the camera.
I know what you're saying, because we have had this conversation on the show many times. And I 100% agree with you. It's like, definitely don't wait for stuff. Don't. It's not that you need a live show to promote anything that you've worked on. I think it's more, there's a lot of like, count Stu out, but there's a lot of musicians that love the idea of live shows, and it's maybe not that they feel they need a live show to promote whatever they worked on, but it's the appeal of it's within reach. And it's like, okay, I have this album or this EP or this single or whatever sitting there, and it's like, but I want to also do the live show, so it's like, I want to try and get that all sorted and stuff before we pull the trigger, sort of thing.
I know.
I don't know. We were talking about it, and I'm trying to work out what is accountable for this seemingly dry spell whenever we're kind of searching for stuff, you know, like people releasing new stuff, because it has seemed slower in the last couple of weeks. And as you say, like, there's been ample amount of time. There's bound to be people out there with stuff that they're maybe sitting on or something, you know. I don't know.
No, I get that the live show is a pivotal part of artists and literally, no matter what. I don't know about on a smaller scale, but larger scale is where you get most of your money from. Live touring and all this stuff. But I think with this happening last year and the shift and everything shutting down, it's like the adjustment of how you have to now integrate both online and eventually go into gigs. Like, there needs to be some sort of adapted behavior there, instead of just going, right, when this is all over, 18 months from now, I'll then go on the starter's pistol. And it's 100%. Too late, because 100%
don't do that.
Thousands of people that have been working through the pandemic, improving their online studios, improving their audio online, improving their social media. And you're going, I'll wait for live gigs.
Yeah.
When them people reach live gigs, they've already got a following and people attend their live gigs.
Yeah, definitely don't let it stop you. I actually like what Sarah McCready there saying in the comments, and it's one thing that, and I'm not talking specifically about music. I love that comment, Sarah. 100% agree with that comment. No, it was the one after that or before that. Sorry, but. And I feel like I'm trying to get better with that too, and not specifically in music, although I am trying to like work on more music projects and stuff as well. But just in general, even like with like art stuff or whatever, or creative stuff, she's saying like I'm working on 6 things at once, and hopefully one of them will be out next month. But that whole idea of like just starting stuff and not worrying about where it goes or if it even finishes or anything else, I honestly think. Well, for me, like I've kind of learned, it's better to just have irons in the fire, and if nothing else, you're getting something out of it for yourself. And if it doesn't end up good enough to see the light of day, so be it, whatever. But you're doing stuff and you're being creative, and it is fulfilling, because like at the end of the day, for a lot of people, that is what it is. It's more fulfilling a need in the person or you yourself to like get that energy out or whatever, or do something like that. And it doesn't really matter about the end product. If it's not good enough, it doesn't get to where it needs to be, then that's fine. Don't put it out. But it's better to start stuff and don't worry about like what gets finished and what doesn't or whatever.
And again, to the people that just do it for this is me being creative, but maybe too harsh. But for the people that want to make a career out of something, don't use the excuse that you need to wait for live gigs. If you want this, adapt to the surrounding situation or something. You know what I mean? Don't
take advantage of the live streams and stuff and everything else.
Hearing people go, oh, I don't know why this isn't going anywhere. Don't know, waiting 18 months for gigs, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm just being too harsh, but
I don't know. It's as long as you have a plan. You know what I mean? Definitely waiting 18 months or something, and like staking your whole thing, whether it's a single or an EP or whatever, on like the fact that it needs live shows is definitely not the right way to go. What I was kind of more saying is, there seems to have been a dry spell in music, and maybe it's that appeal of if we just wait a little bit longer, we can also get live shows lined up in line with this release or whatever, and it's like it'll be fun to do that sort of stuff again. But I don't honestly know.
What do the comments say? I haven't got the comments up.
We could get to September and then everybody's just gonna drop shit, and then we're gonna have too much crap to talk about it, and it's gonna be a problem. We're gonna need to get some extra hosts in. Sarah, you want to do a wee guest episode again? Help us out.
Yeah, sorry everybody. I had to leave the podcast there. Somebody crashed into my car.
Oh, what?
You done this? Oh wow, yeah. Into the back of it?
Yeah.
Why is that a thing? Yeah, why is that a thing? That's a thing. Why do
As
people
in,
crash into back cars?
They were parking their car or going down the road beside the car, because your car's on like a lay-by.
They were parking their car with a boat attached to it, and then the boat crashed into my car, and the back of it is smashed to bits. Yeah. So, live on air, I'm checking my insurance policy.
What a scenario.
That is.
Scenario.
You're getting it here live, everyone.
Hey, you remember? I just went on a whole rant.
We said we were lacking content. We didn't want this content, Stu.
I didn't want this content either.
I literally went on a whole rant of going, hey, be prepared. Literally, be prepared. Like, there's 18 months have just passed. Don't wait for something to happen. And boat crashes. What? Who would have seen? Who would have known a boat would have crashed into your car today?
Yep. And I parked it somewhere just slightly different than usual, so that was annoying. There was somebody in my space, so I had to park on up a little bit, and boat crashes into my car.
That person? Who the fuck is that person? Let's find them. Who parks
Does
your
insurance cover boats? Don't say it was a boat that crashed in, because that might be not.
I know.
It maybe depends whether the boat was in the water or not.
Yeah. I
know. Where'd you park your car? On the ramp to the
in the sea. I parked in the sea. Got hit by a boat. I'm laughing but I mean, this is the fucking worst. This is the worst. I literally can't drive to work tomorrow because there's no back window.
Day off.
Yeah, I wish.
What time are you meant to be working at?
7:30. I think Sarah's mom's gonna pick me up.
Oh, that's okay. I was gonna say I could do it if you want, because I normally run Dad into work at that time anyways. So.
Okay, I don't want to bring you out of your way. Don't worry. Yeah, I'm gonna have to figure out my insurance. So.
There you go.
Dear Lord. So,
commercial break.
About that music news. Gonna be
I don't really care anymore.
Gonna be hard for me to focus at this point, everyone. Yeah, you know what? Let's hit an ad break, and I will compose myself while I check my insurance, everyone. We'll be right back after this.
Nice. Who writes it? Who writes it?
Hey there, fresh-faced creative in a youthful advertising demographic. Does your reading material have a distinct lack of cultural nourishment for your slowly decaying, malnourished soul? Stop! Put that garbage down. Everyone knows you shouldn't get your news from old mediums like paper. That's 2/8 century. Plug into the information superhighway, loser, and read a zine. It's like a magazine, but without all that dumbass paper. Read Stranger Days, the arts and culture e-zine. It's got music, comedy, art, poetry, tarot cards, cinema, Year Spaceship, comics, podcasts, and Tim Carey. Read Stranger Days now, because between you, me, and your trusty canine companion, we know fluffy cuddles and e-zines are the only way to push back the existential dread slowly consuming your every waking moment. Hold back the darkness today with Stranger Days. Available now at strangerdays.wordpress.com.
If you want to wrap your ears around all the music we've been talking about on the podcast, we run a special playlist over on Spotify. It's called Distant Sound Waves. Here over at Six Set Bro, we always thought, well, what's the gosh darn point of doing a music podcast if you can't let people hear any music? There is a whole lot of legal mumbo jumbo and copyright issues that prevent us from actually doing that on the pod. So we thought that was a pretty good compromise. We make a playlist and it gets updated every single month. On the playlist, we have things like all the new singles from local homegrown talent that we've talked about. Maybe some of the bigger artists that we've had conversations about, we'll put those guys on there. Or maybe it's just something new that we stumbled across and we've been talking about on the podcast. It is all there. You can find Distant Sound Waves by searching for it on Spotify, or you can find the links all over our social medias.
We are Year Spaceship, a music and arts collective for everyone. Created by these two little scamps who grew up in Scarborough, Ontario, moved to Belfast, started playing in bands, and met tons of super chill, talented human beings. They met this guy who grew up in Jersey and also moved to Belfast. They started a record label together. They started a podcast, and they started a collective dedicated to showcasing independent music and art from all over the planet. The Year Spaceship Collective is here to shout through the internet into the eyes and ears of anyone who will listen. We want to hear about your struggles, accomplishments, and latest projects within the art community. If you're a musician, artist, writer, director, poet, comedian, animator, whatever medium you work in, if you're expressing yourself, we want people to see and hear your world. We want your stories on our Instagram page. We want your music on our playlists. We want to talk to you on our Six Set Bro podcast. We want to showcase your content on our YouTube page. We want to build a community. The Year Spaceship Collective. Avoid conspiracy theories. Keep art strange.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. Speaking of the Distant Soundwave playlist, it is updated, and we will do a post about that probably tomorrow, with some new music on there. I'll give you a quick rundown of who I got on there. Couple of peeps. Let's see. So we have got the new Cherym single, which is just out today. We got a single from Ro that we talked about last week called Cruel. Monoxide by Anya. Getaway Stay Away by Juan.
I listened to that, by the way, after you recommended it.
Did you like it?
Yeah.
I thought you would. Yenner's on there, Inhaler's on there, Heronwood, Lemonade Shoelace. Yeah, it's a good one. It's a good playlist. So yeah, we'll do our usual post about it tomorrow, and you can see all the details, and we'll tag everybody in it. We also have our new Doomsday Collection t-shirt, which is something that we do once a month, and it's an exclusive merch product that only lasts a month, and then we never sell it again. So we did one last month for Rainbow Road, which is a single that I brought out with Sarah McCready, she's in the comments there. But we did a t-shirt with the lyrics from that song on it, which is cool. So that's done. We won't sell that again. And this time around, we've done a Year Spaceship cosmonaut uniform, and by that I mean it's a little badge. It kind of looks like a little football t-shirt type deal. So all you gotta do is go on yourspaceship.com and hit the little menu button and go down to merch. If you hit that, it will take you to our Redbubble page, and down there you can see all the t-shirts that we normally sell, like Six Set Bro t-shirt, Your Spaceship t-shirt, Hungry Ghost, Don Maple Nandez, and then you've got the Doomsday Collection over here. So we'll only be doing this until August, but it's pretty funky. It's got a little official cosmonaut badge, which you can probably see there if you're watching on the YouTube page. But it's cool. It's a cool little t-shirt, a little subtle support. But yeah, all the money that we earn from this always just goes back into the show for like equipment and stuff anyway. So it's cool whenever people buy them. It's really nice that you guys do that. And Sarah McCready says my husband's really mad I didn't buy him a Rainbow Road t-shirt. Sorry, they're gone. You can get him a cosmonaut t-shirt. Maybe you wouldn't want that. That doesn't really relate to you as much, but sure. Yeah. Anyways, that's my plugs done for like the Year Spaceship merch thing. I'm still reeling from my car. Really,
yeah, that was definitely.
I'm gonna have to go and sort it out pretty soon, because like the window's smashed, so I can't really just have it sitting with a smashed window all night. I'm gonna have to sort that out. Might have to.
You're gonna be like the plastic bag jobs.
Yeah,
that people usually do.
I mean, that's the thing. It's like it's smashed windows. Like, what can I do? Put a bit of cardboard in there. I mean, it still doesn't really prevent somebody from getting in. But
yeah, you're just gonna have to make sure that there's nothing in it. Of
pretty much.
It's probably gonna.
Take everything out. That'll be fine. Cool. It's really put me off everything else. I'll be honest.
I take it they were around. Have they admitted fault? Like?
Yeah, I haven't. Yeah. I haven't seen the person, but they went and apologized to Sarah and give all their details. And they live here.
At least so that's something.
Yeah.
Like I know that it's horrible that it happened, but like thinking like worst possible thing, at least they didn't drive off.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
100%. Yeah, no. I mean, Sarah was like, they couldn't have been any nicer. I mean, really, the only bad thing they did was hit your car. And I was like, yeah,
With a boat. They couldn't
with
have
a
just
boat.
hit it with a car either. They properly fucked it up.
This will be fun to explain to the insurance company.
The yin and yang of like wanting ocean views. It's so pretty, but you can also, your car can get hit by a boat.
Apparently, it's
and my
never
car's
been an
not
issue.
even in the water.
It's never been an issue so far living here. But
It only takes one boat.
Takes one boat and
They're gonna
somebody
need
who
a
doesn't know
smaller
how to
boat.
drive with one. Sure. What are you gonna do? Yeah, I think I'm gonna do the shout out segment, and then I'm probably gonna have to wrap this podcast up, everyone, because I gotta go and phone my insurance. Yep. Or I could do it live on the show.
That'd be hilarious.
No, let's not do that. Give out my
Well, maybe put them
details.
under more pressure to sort it for you. Like,
I'm live on a podcast
You're
right
on
now.
live with with my listeners right now.
We've got special guests.
Insurance salesman
yeah.
number one.
Amazing. Yeah, we'll do shout out. Sarah McCready just said that was very naughty of them. Naughty, big puns.
That sailed over my head.
Shout out segment. What do we got? So as I mentioned earlier, there was a new single from Cherym that's just out today. It's called "We're Just Friends," and it seems to be part of. They were talking about an EP called "Hey Tori" that's gonna come out in October. See, October. Everybody's on this October train. Somebody knows something.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, so far they've got like 3 songs out, which all kind of come under a single pack now if you go on their Spotify. And it's like, Kisses on My Card, Listening to My Head, and We're Just Friends. And, I mean, what else can I say about Cherym? I mean, they're doing great at the minute. I mean, they seem to kill it at Stendhal as well. And it seems like they got big stuff planned ahead. And their sound just keeps getting cleaner and tighter every time I hear something. So, I mean, We're Just Friends just sounds like, I don't know. I don't even know how to explain it. Just everything sounded so big and so clean. Like the drums on that song sounded so good. They just sounded like all the Travis Barker produced drums that are coming out at the minute, you know, like on all those pop punk songs.
It's super fun and like high energy and
yeah, for sure. And then we also had an announcement from Wynona Bleach saying that they have a new single coming out on the 23rd of July, which is next Friday, called Drag. And it'll be exciting to hear a little bit from their upcoming debut album, which is called Moonsoak. Yeah, I mean, I'm excited to hear anything from that record because we've been waiting on it a long time. It all got pushed back because of COVID, and these guys obviously want to tour with it, and they put a lot of work into the thing. So I've been excited for it for a long time. I can't wait till that album comes out. And Sean McCann, we had him on a few episodes back. He's got an EP coming out, and he had a song called Underneath the Trees, which was played on Across the Line there the other night. So, you know, just shout out to him and keep an eye out for his stuff, hitting all the socials. I think that's all I have for shout out. Anybody else?
No, you hit everything that I'd noticed.
Cool. No, nothing local or nothing anyway, but just stuff that I've been listening to, I guess. The new Billie Eilish song. If you've seen the video, it's pretty cool. If you watch the behind the scenes, it's even crazier because it's actual cars flying past her.
Oh, I haven't actually
while she's in the middle of the road.
I heard the song, like NDA, right?
Yeah. There's an artist called Snow Allegra. She's an R&B artist. Tyler, the Creator's on it. He produced it. Good song. Yeah, that's about it.
Cool.
There you go.
Good job, everyone. We're gonna have to cut this short because crazy shit happened. and I gotta go do something. I don't really know the order I should do this in.
Well, definitely put something over your window first.
Yeah, I mean, as if it's gonna provide any sort of form of protection. Like, I mean,
But it's legally you kind of have to put something over your window.
yeah,
I've had one accident in my life, and it wasn't my fault. And I don't know if it was just the insurance company that I dealt with or what, but usually if it's not your fault and the person has admitted fault,
Oh yeah,
it's usually pretty effortless on your part. You bring up, give the details, and then it usually goes pretty smoothly. They're meant to contact the car owner and everything, and it's all meant to. It's not multiple hassly calls. Fingers crossed. Anyways,
Yeah.
I've had experience of it once, so
Yeah,
hopefully
I like
it's not
literally-
so
big.
I don't think there's really any getting around this because it's not even like anyone could admit any fault. My car was stationary.
Yeah,
and it
there was
got hit
nobody
by
in
a
it.
boat.
You were in your house doing it. You actually have video evidence. I was in my
Yeah, I know.
house doing a live podcast.
A live stream, yeah. So I can definitely
Do you
confirm
want
I
to check
wasn't
the
there.
timestamps?
Oh my goodness.
I think that the only thing is obviously it's annoying because your car's just been hit, but see everything after that thought, it's out of your hands, and you just go, here you go, thank you for paying for the damages or whatever they do.
It's the annoyance of like having to
Oh, yeah,
go and
that's
get
what
it
it is.
fixed and
Yeah,
fucking everything else. Like that's just being the ass. But
But
sure.
at least the money, like with the insurance and stuff, it's
I don't know. We'll figure it out. It's fine. It happens. I mean, it doesn't.
Not to most people. It's just the boat thing.
Yeah. I know. I was like, hang on, you were drinking during the time of the incident? Yes. Well, it wasn't in the car, but you were completely wasted. Yeah, I don't know. Whatever. Right, okay, I'm going to have to end this podcast to go sort this out. Thank you guys for tuning in and being part of this tragedy in my life.
it's not a tragedy, it's only material, it's all good, it will get sorted out. It's all good. Nobody got hurt.
It's a fucking
good.
tragedy.
Honestly,
My
if you
feelings got
have
hurt.
a problem or you need a lift, let me know. Even if not tomorrow, if the next day or anything, just let me know.
Well, luckily I only have a couple of days at work and then I'm off on holidays.
Oh, see, silver
There you
fucking
go.
lining.
It all works out, man. But
There
I'm
you
going to be
go.
spending those holidays getting my car fixed now.
Oh no. Oh no.
I wasn't planning that. That didn't factor into my holidays. It's not really a holiday now. It's more like a car fixer-upper vacation.
You're not doing the repair though. Somebody else.
I know,
is
you're not.
gonna do
Yeah,
it.
someone else. You're literally passing your work
I
on
know,
to
it
fucking
sounds like
someone
you're
else, and
physically-
someone else is paying for the goddamn insurance.
You just, I would have preferred if none of it happened, though, alright?
Yeah, well, I understand. I understand.
Oh, rewind time and move my car slightly. I wish. Right, okay. Well, thank you, everybody, for tuning in. You've all been sweethearts, and I will get sorted, don't worry. It's kind of a shock to be live on air and have your wife at the window being like,
You've
I
been
was like-
hit by a boat.
something clearly bad has happened, that she's coming on my live podcast and telling me to come off of it. And be like, somebody just hit your car with a boat. What?
What?
It's a weird
Yeah.
prank. Yeah, right, okay. That's it for 6 Bro. I gotta go sort this out. Love y'all. We'll see you
Good luck.
next week. Yeah, I'll update you next week. Keep an eye on our Instagram. We'll take a
Tune
photo
in
of it.
next week.
Yeah, go check out the playlist. This is our Wave playlist. Subscribe to the YouTube channel and go buy an official Cosmonaut t-shirt. See you later.